weapons. 20 years ago, and I felt like a couple, I was on and on for a couple of years, I know he was a attorney. He was yes. Outside. So let's see, just over there. Oh. Okay. Over there. All right, well, welcome to everybody
Can people still hear us or not?
Yes.
So we use that.
So can everyone still hear us?
When you're there, Jasmine, we can hear you. It's kind of hard to hear when people further back than you are talking.
Okay, well, let me pull this.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so hello, everybody. We just motion to start the meeting.
Second motion?
So,
Can we have a third, please?
all right, good. So I see here that it has the approval of this minutes, but since we did not meet in December, there are no December minutes. So I motion that we move to the next.
Second motion?
All right, good. To updates, new executive director.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jasmine Piggott. I'm the Chief Equity Officer for the City of Albany. I've been in the mayor's office for the last 6 years, where I started as an intern and then worked my way up. I love this work. I love the city. This is my home. I'm fifth generation of my family here in the city, trying to do some of this work, fighting a good fight. So I'm very pleased to be working with you all and looking forward to the collaboration that we can do and what we can do for our residents, our community.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. So that's been welcome here. It's a pleasure to have you. We miss, Mike did such a great job, but I'm sure we'll take this role, take it on, and you look forward to working with you in collaboration. All right. Any comments for Jasmine or any welcomes for Jasmine?
Welcome, Jasmine.
Thank you.
All right. Good. I'm motion to move to new business.
Second motion?
Okay, I'm sorry, old business. Sorry, old business. Yes. All right, any old business that we have to discuss? I guess. Okay. So that's gonna come up. I know it's cold and winter and everything, but we usually have our award ceremony in April. Last year, we did a phenomenal job by the award ceremony committee. Great job. I know some of us had some thoughts about what we wanted to do this year, April 2023 at the award ceremony. I brought up about maybe moving to a different location, more larger location. Well, it's not totally like like set up a little bit. Moving to a different location, a larger location. I don't know what folks thought about that, or what other ideas folks had, as well. Yeah, respond.
Aaron, I agree with you. I think moving it to a larger location might be helpful. I know I think the committee did a wonderful job putting it together last year. But I do think changing the venue might help garner more community support, and also really help to create more of a celebratory feel to it for the honorees.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. And I think I think that's just a sort of head nod to the community. You're doing such a good job. We're like, well, it's not good. It's like now it's more work, but because you did such a great work last year. Yeah, I think moving to a larger space, start looking at community organizations and leaders and getting invites out early. I know one of the few sort of challenges was we had the dinner, so the ceremony on a night where several organizations were meeting and having their ceremonies. And I think it was an NAACP dinner and the another organization too. So I think adding on to that, to finding out when things are going on, that up as well. Did we want to do a committee again? I thought that was a really great idea to do. And if so, did people want to join the committee, or what do people feel about that?
As a previous committee person, I love a second person on there.
Sure.
It's a lot of
Sure.
work. So if anybody is interested in chipping in this time, logistics, that would be great. Don't know who's willing, but definitely would like it to be, venture.
I'm happy to help out on the committee this year. So just let me know where you want me to jump in.
Cool.
Yeah, likewise. See as well. I think if that's just a big aspect of it, hey, we want to do this, you reach out.
Yeah.
How-
Yep. You guys have my email, so I guess just drop me an email or
Sure.
it's really weird, Tom, because I'm looking at you speaking now, even though you're not speaking. Yeah, it's a little spiritual. There we go. But yeah, no, just drop me an email if y'all are interested. Maybe we'll meet. Storm list, I can next couple.
It's a lot of work.
Yep.
On Zoom and they need to do all that.
Good morning.
I think the sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Whenever the next nice, could go Albany winter nice for a couple of days is.
So I'd like to move on to new business.
Second motion?
Just a point of parliamentary procedure. We don't actually need a motion just to move on to new business. We can just dispense and move forward.
Okay, see that, thank you so much. Okay, so new business. So one thing that we came up with, one thing that's for new business was Black History Month. We were going to do something for Black History Month. That's kind of right down the line. So, if we wanted to do a committee on that, you all wanted to kind of have something on it. Oh, silly. Oh, sorry. Sorry. So what do you folks think of that?
Aaron, could I ask what, if anything, has the commission done in previous years?
From from my time on, I've never done anything from what I know. I think with Brenda Robinson was the chair, and we haven't done anything for it. So I think we get opportunity to make something, maybe collaborate with another organization. We were talking before the meeting started, maybe doing something, collaborating with the Black Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, I mean, last year I know that Eva Bax, who was the community outreach coordinator, the chair of the equity agenda, had a real wonderful event, panel where she invited individuals from, different fields. So we had, an individual from the education realm. We had people who are in healthcare, and there's a number of other fields sitting there taking questions from the community. We had a moderator, we had an intern facilitate the questions, and it got a really excellent response. And I just thought the information that was shared was a great example of what we could do potentially. So I wanted to involve the commissioners in the conversation about what we might be able to do for Black History Month, together. Does anyone have any thoughts or comments that they want to share regarding that?
Jasmine, this is Valerie. I'm really trying to catch what's being said. It's like, I don't know. It's like it doesn't come in clear.
How about that, Ms. Valerie?
It's in and out, but sometimes it kind of sounds like you're underwater.
Yeah, and I'm not catching like every word. And so if you guys are asking a question, I'm not getting it. And so I feel kind of lost because it feels so muffled sometimes.
Sure.
Sorry about that.
We're adjusting now, headed in.
Okay, so did you just ask a question?
So, yeah. So, Ms. Valerie, we're talking about Black History Month, and if we could do something for Black History Month.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the past years, we've had we've invited children from some of the schools. Aaron, if you remember, we had 2 different schools down in the rotunda at one time. And I think one of them, so someone did an African dance, and then the kids from the 2 schools presented. One presented a skit, and I think the other one presented pictures. We had pictures hanging up that they drew. And Jody Holmes came. You remember that, Aaron?
Vaguely, I thought that, is that for Black History Month?
And yeah, that she came, and yeah, that was Black History Month. Yeah. Prior to that, basically, I'm just gonna put it out there. A lot of things we did, it was repetitive. It's just with different people, but the same type of program.
Sure.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. So perhaps there's still a way that we can do something, and maybe we can collaborate with other organizations looking to have Black History Month celebrations. And hopefully not duplicate any efforts that way too, while also making sure that the city is involved in some way in celebrating that history.
I think it would be nice to maybe to continue with the awards committee, maybe like do a Black History Committee as well. Where people can just focus on what we want to do, or like what outreach we want to do today.
Yeah.
Aaron, and this might be a little bit more in your wheelhouse, and maybe there is something coming up and I'm not aware, but an interesting kind of a cool idea to put something around Black excellence in the arts, whether we do like a poetry slam type of deal or performance art or music, and invite to come and perform and share that with the community.
We could do, like a Black, arts expo or something along the lines of that. And we can reach out to poets, we can reach out to some church choirs, we can reach out to some African dancers and drummers.
Some of the DJs would like to help.
Or we can reach out to some of the DJs, something like that. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. So then if that's something that we're interested in doing, I can send an email out to folks about, like, just with a list of. They're also doing Top Dog, Black Theater Troupe of Upstate New York is doing Top Dog Underdog. I can ask if they can do like just a snippet of the show, the play there for that night. I would suggest that if we do that we make that like towards the end of February, like that last week, just with time,
And then caucus weekend two will be, October, the third week, yes. So, the week of the 18th is when the Black and Puerto Rican caucus.
So that would be, yeah, it's the event.
After
that. So at the end of the week, so, folks feel about that. I do know that we do ask. I think some of this, like, I'll have to list down. I know some of these, this is what they do for, like, this is their job. So I know some may ask if they are getting paid and whatnot on that, so.
And, I think we would be able to find somebody that, we don't do it free labor.
Yes.
And there is one other bit of business that I want to discuss with you all
Sure.
regarding your stipends too.
Sure.
So I know that Fulani fought for you all to get a stipend, and I believe it's approximately $800 per month once you break it down. But I'm wondering how you all would like to receive the disbursements. Would you rather a monthly payment? Would you rather a quarterly payment? 6-month payment, or do you want it all in full?
And so we're talking about the monthly stipend that we receive. And how we want to receive that monthly stipend out.
I believe it's $100 if you break it down over 12 months, but I believe the total amount for each commissioner is somewhere around 1,200.
Okay, we're trying to catch all of that, but it sounds like you're saying something about a monthly stipend that is supposed to be paid, but I wasn't sure to whom. But it sounds like you're trying to come up with what would be the disbursement for that.
Yes, yeah.
Can you hear me any better?
But who is this for?
So the stipend is for you all, the commissioners of the Human Rights Commission. My understanding is that this was something that was worked out prior to Lonnie was still the executive director. And this is something that she worked with you all to accomplish. So there is a budget of $1,200 for 7 commissioners, which is $800,000 or $100 a month per commissioner. But my question is, would you like $100 a month, or would you like to receive it in a quarterly payment, which would be a little bit more, or is the $100 a month okay with you all? Is the monthly payment okay? Or would you rather a different payment schedule?
Can each commission receive that how they want it, and then all the,
And it would be a bit easier to do it all as one, to check on the individual matter versus I don't know if you know. If I could do something different for everyone, but
Yeah, what happened, I think monthly should suffice, but I'll take a look and prepare.
Question for that, would the payments be backdated? Would it be starting?
it starts this year, so. The first one you would receive for this year would be this year quarter.
Okay, sure. So is everybody, so we're receiving a monthly stipend for being commissioned. And would everybody be okay receiving that $100 a month?
Or,
I'm sorry, you guys. Tom, could you tell me what they said? I've been
Yes.
muffled.
Yeah, I know. So it sounds like in the new budget, each commissioner is entitled to a monthly stipend of $100 for serving as a commissioner of human rights. And they want to know what we would like as far as disbursement. Would we like it $100 a month? Do we want it quarterly, semi-annually, or annually?
And then if it were to be quarterly, it would be $300 every quarter.
So when did this start? This is my first time I'm ever hearing of this.
We just started, so Kalani put it through to start this month.
And to start in 2023, so the other members of the majority of our board and commissions receive some type of stipend for their work. So to bring you all up to parity with the other commissioners, this is something that Tulane works with the Administrative Services Department to accomplish. And I know this last week, so I wanted to make sure that I asked you all before making a decision about how you will receive your finances.
Okay.
Jasmine, do you, how do most of the other boards receive it? Like, what is the typical pay schedule for others?
I'm not certain, but I'm happy to look into it and get back to everyone if that would help everyone make a determination.
Yeah, I think that might help, and then we can put it right in the C, and then maybe have an answer.
After, certain, okay. So I'll make that one of my research projects for now, and I'll then send out a notice to everyone with the additional information, okay?
Jasmine, can you hear me good? This is Valerie.
Yes, I can.
So, okay, so they're starting this thing with giving this money, this stipend. What does that do and say for the commission? Because, I mean, prior to COVID, some people still weren't showing up. And to give people a stipend and the commission is not really showing up and making any progress. I mean, I realized that COVID had came in and everything, but we need the commissioners to show up. We're one body of people that's supposed to be pushing forward to do something. And I remember that we didn't have a lot of quorums, you know, and all this kind of stuff. So I think there needs to be a conversation to let people know that you're not just going to be handed this money, but we have to fulfill our due diligence. And we have to show up at meetings. We have to be productive. We have to be involved.
Certainly, and you know, I apologize. I didn't know that this is the first time that this was being discussed. I'm learning as I'm going to, but I wanted to make sure that it was brought up and that we could have even this discussion and the comment that you just made, Ms. Valerie.
Yeah, because I remember I remember having meetings and Aaron has had to cancel some meetings because we didn't have a quorum. And so I'm just putting it out there because I don't want it to be that people are just going to sit back and collect $100. I mean, it's just $100, but it's the principle of it to me. And you're just going to sit back and collect $100, but you're not being productive within this commission.
Sure.
I don't like getting on boards and commissions and stuff that have a title in front of my name or in back of my name. I like to get on it, be active with it, and we all be progressive in what we're doing, knowing we're face challenges, but be progressive in what we're doing, and we all do it together.
No, I agree with you, Ms. Valerie. And maybe that notification of new year, we start, new year, we start fresh, we start new. But we put what you're saying and what we all feel into that email, letting folks know, like, this is what we're doing, but also this is what we need to happen from this point on.
Yeah.
And I certainly hear what you're saying, Ms. Valerie, but I think that it's a good sign that we did meet quorum today, right? And for the first time in a few months that the group is here, or at least the majority of the commissioners are here, so that we can have these types of discussions and determine how we're going to move forward together and what that work looks like for everyone involved.
Okay.
And what it means to show up.
Sure. So I think let's, my opinion would be, let's get how other commissions and people of service here receive theirs. Let's get that information. And then once we have that information, we decide how we want that to be reimbursed, our funding sent to us, or stipend sent to us. And we have that, we put that out there like, well, as we start this new year, this is what we need to have happen. This is not how people need to be here, and then maybe if they continue to talk about, like, and I don't know, if it's something that we have to look up how to remove the commission if it becomes that same absence pertains to happen again.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see the set of bylaws where it states in detail
You're right.
mandatory attendance requirements, so I can check and see. So this is Attorney Rice Corporation Counsel. What I can do is check to see what the bylaws state, if there are any attendance requirements, and we can just stress that. I'll take a look tomorrow and see where we locate the bylaws if there is any, and then we can go from there. I think we can stress the attendance policy, which should be commensurate with the disbursement of the stipend. So I understand your point, and I'll look into it to see details and legalities.
I thought I read, oh, excuse me, sorry.
I'm sorry. No, I was going to say, to that end, could we have an email copy of the commission's bylaws? Would that be possible?
Look and see if I can locate. If I locate it, I will send that out. I'll forward it to Jasmine.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I thought that I read when I became a commissioner that there was like, of course, they want you to, to attend every meeting, but there was like a two meetings per year that you could miss.
Yes.
But of course, things come up. But I thought I read something in the information I received when I became a commissioner.
So each committee or, each meeting group or committee has their own set of bylaws that specific dates that they can miss. It's not uniform, that's 2 days, but I can check and see if it is. I believe it is 2 days for our commission, but I'll have to confirm. Yeah.
So once we get that confirmation, we can, from that information, it's either adjust the bylaws or make the reinforce what they.
I would just advise to stress that detail in the bylaw, and then you have to adhere to it. Yeah.
Well, and then in the city code, it does say explicitly that this body is to meet at least 6 times a year. So we have to meet that at least as a minimum. I don't know if that indicates individual attendance, but that is expressly written in our city code.
Right.
And meeting quorum will be 6 times a year.
Yes. So. Right. Any other comments on the possible stipend? So I'll make that list and then, going back to like history month, I'll make that list and send that out and we'll see if we can get those folks, do something for the end, at the end of it. All right, public comment. Do you have any? No public comment. All right,
We had no silence.
no comment. All right. So with that, I motion for the,
Well, Aaron,
yeah,
sorry, I did have a couple questions, and Jasmine, I know that you're just jumping into your position and we're so happy to have you. There's a couple things that, you know, a couple sticks left in the fire that may not have been followed up on during the transition. Most of those are around communications. I know that our web page is not current with all the members' information. And I know Talani was working on getting Aaron and I and whomever else access to our social media accounts. And I don't know whatever happened with that. But one of the things that we had talked about in the past as a committee is we really wanted to be supporting the community and, you know, bringing light to different events that were happening around the capital area region, celebrating diversity and human rights and that sort of thing. So those are some things that I just wanted to throw out there for you.
I definitely appreciate that, Tom, and I did have the website updated, at least with respect to the commissioners and when the terms are. I asked my colleague, who has now become the Director of Neighborhood Services, so that is happening, and I'm working on getting you the social media credentials as well. That didn't fall off the burner. We're in the middle of a bit of a transition here at City Hall, so I'm trying to get everything to everyone as quickly as possible, but I will follow up about things tomorrow.
and thank you, Tom.
And I have one more question, and I don't know if this is an Aaron or a Jasmine question, but right around the time that I was appointed, we had another commissioner appointed as well, but that commissioner decided to resign shortly thereafter. So my question is, do we still have open seats on the commission that we need to fill?
The mayor has no appointments right now. The council has one appointment, so there's one vacancy on this commission as far as I can find right
Okay.
now.
All right, thank you.
And then we're watching on it. I don't know if I have access to his website updating. No, okay.
We get that and definitely be, you know, for efforts and thank you. We understand transition comments and that,
Yeah.
Jasmine. And thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
That totally stood in my mind. You were talking about last year, like in the summer, before summer. So, yeah, I think, and I agree. I think that this would be good to have just because each of us go to different events and it'd be nice to show support, you know. And I tend to do that. Like if I go to a city event, a community event, I'll just like, hey, you know, Commissioner Aaron, you know, how you guys doing and stuff like that. So that'd be good to kind of show support and through your social media as well. So thank you. Any other comments or things that we talked about or things that we haven't talked about?
I do have a question. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar. Do all of you commissioners have city email addresses or not?
No.
Okay. I'm just wondering. Okay.
Is that something that we need or?
No, I'm just wondering. I think it depends on the nature of the commission that you're on.
Okay.
But perhaps maybe having some business cards made for you all that say, you know, Commissioner, Human Rights Commission, City of Albany, that you can pass out.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah. I'm really good.
Definitely something I can look into having made for everyone, and we can discuss further.
Okay. Well, if nobody has any other comments, motion for adjournment. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. We appreciate it as always. Make sure to pay attention to the emails coming up. It sounds like we got a couple of things coming our way with that. Oh,
It's still.
coming with that. So thank you again, as always. We appreciate your efforts and your services and your support.
Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Jasmine.
welcome
Have a good
again,
night.
Jasmine.